They bring me here for the first time to tell you a story they don't want you to hear. My name is Marlon Brando, and this is the truth behind Arctic frost. If you believe in truth, if you believe in justice, then listen. And when it's over, subscribe, like, share this channel. Celebrity recreations, Chris Dallas, they bring you what the fake media never will. Arctic frost. You hear a name like that, and it chills you. Sounds like something from the Cold War, spies in the snow, secrets buried in the ice. But this wasn't Moscow or Berlin. This was Washington. And the frost wasn't aimed at foreign enemies. It was aimed at Americans, at 92 Republicans. A sweep so broad it turned half a party into suspects. They told the people Jack Smith was a special counsel, independent, untouched by politics. But the truth is dirtier than that. Arctic frost was already written before he ever put his name on the door. The FBI, the DOJ, the machine built the case. They stacked the files, and then they handed it all to Smith. He wasn't investigating. He was rubber stamping. A puppet. Dressed as a prosecutor, 92 names, 92 Republican groups, individuals, organizations. On a spreadsheet, like numbers on a balance sheet, Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, Sidney Powell, Brad Parscale, Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Navarro, the RNC itself, all of them circled, all of them marked. This wasn't law enforcement. This was a political purge, written in rows and columns. Picture it. Peter Navarro, 70 years old, a man who served his country, 2 FBI agents at his door. He says, leave the subpoena there. Calm, civil. They walk away, and yet, in their report, they write combative. Combative? For refusing to kneel, that word, that lie, became their weapon. They used it to chain him at an airport, shackles around his legs, show for the cameras, a man humiliated, not because he fought, but because he stood his ground. This wasn't the first act. No, it was part of a trilogy. First came the Steele dossier, then Crossfire Hurricane, then Mueller. Each one a play, and Arctic Frost was the encore, a continuation. The same actors, the same script, different title, different set, always the same goal: to weaken, to break, to bury Donald Trump and anyone who dared to stand beside him. Rudy Giuliani, stripped of his practice. John Eastman, his law license torn away. Sidney Powell, dragged through the courts. Brad Parscale, his life under siege because he outsmarted them in 2016. Navarro, shackled. Charlie Kirk, smeared. These weren't just cases, these were warnings. Each name on that list, a body left on the roadside for others to look at and say, stay out of the fight. They scraped through bank accounts, subpoenas to J.P. Morgan, to Chase, to every institution that touched a Republican dollar. Save America PAC, Citizens United, Conservative Partnership Institute, even Women for America. They weren't hunting crimes, they were searching until something, anything, could be called a crime. Move money on Venmo, call it wire fraud. File too many lawsuits, call it conspiracy. Speak too loudly, call it obstruction. The net was cast wide, because the point wasn't truth. The point was pressure. Remember the numbers. January 6, 2.7 million in damages. The BLM riots of 2020, 1 to 2 billion. $1 to $2 billion in destruction. And what did the FBI do with BLM? Nothing. No mass sweeps, no Arctic frost. But for January 6th, they unleashed the full weight of the state. 400 subpoenas, hundreds of interviews, thousands of lives disrupted. Justice wasn't blind. Justice had one eye open, and it was staring only at the right. And here's the truth of it. Arctic frost wasn't designed to convict, it was designed to scare, to chill the blood of anyone who thought about standing in Trump's shadow, to tell every Republican, every conservative, every donor, every lawyer, every activist, you could be next. They didn't need to win every case, they only needed to break enough spirits to make people walk away. That was the frost, not in the evidence, in the silence it created. I tell you this because if we don't learn from it, they'll do it again. Today it was Arctic frost. Tomorrow it will be something colder, darker, sharper. Power without conscience is the deadliest frost of all. And unless there is accountability, unless there is courage, that frost will not thaw. It will spread until every voice, every movement is frozen out of existence. Remember what you heard tonight, because tomorrow they'll try to erase it. Arctic frost wasn't about law, it was about power. And unless we shine a light, the frost will spread. If you value truth, stand with us, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Chris Dallas, Celebrity Recreations. We tell the stories others fear to tell. Until next time, stay awake, stay strong. Brando out.